What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, last mock draft here before we get into the 2025 NFL Draft, which is this week. Final one here. And we're going to go ahead and go with just hop right into this. The Indianapolis Colts with their 14th overall pick here. Obviously, wanting to go with tight end, and if Tyler Warren is available at 14, it is a no-brainer. We are taking Tyler Warren at 14, Cody.
I don't think you need any more comments from me. I mean, if he's there somehow, by the grace of God, you take him, and you don't look back.
That is right. All right, now we move on here. So, when it comes to this second rounder here, want to look at some other guys here, what we might potentially have in the way of some other things here. Yeah, so I would probably say I like Tyler Booker, but I think that a lot of people are going to get kind of turned off by him just because of what we have heard about, about his athletic traits. Isn't quite the athlete. So that could potentially make for some tough times there. But I'm going to go ahead and go with a player that, again, in that second round has been a draft crush of mine. I'm going to go with Carson Schweisinger there.
Yep. I mean, that makes a ton of sense there. I think he was the guy you drafted last time in your mock draft as well.
So, yeah.
That's just a pick that makes more and more sense to me there. The Indianapolis Colts go get another UCLA defender here. And, obviously he's a fantastic player. Say what you want about UCLA as a team, but I tell you, man, he's a pretty darn good one.
Yep. And I'll be honest, man, I don't think that Tate Ratledge would be there at 80 still. I think, Cody, that probably a lot of interior offensive linemen are going to get taken early in this draft, I like to think. So I'm just going to assume that is the case. But I'm looking at Wyatt Milam here, and, he's a guy that has had a little bit of experience on the inside, but has mainly been an outside guy at his time with West Virginia. But people have talked about moving him inward. But this is a great situation for you, Cody, because if you have Wyatt, people have talked about wanting to move him in at guard. It's a lot easier to transition a guy from tackle to guard rather than guard to tackle, at least in my perspective. I know the Colts did the opposite when it came to Braden Smith, because Braden Smith wasn't a tackle at Auburn. He was actually a guard, but they moved him anyway, and that worked out. But I think Wyatt Milam here is a great spot for them.
And well, if you add him, then you have him and Matt Gonsalves, who both potentially could play both positions, which is definitely valuable to have. Just some position flexible guys there. So this is pretty much lining up exactly, I think, as you want right now from a position standpoint.
Yep, absolutely. All right, moving forward here. So I do like the idea of Denzel Burke in this particular range here. Don't necessarily think we need to bring in a cornerback at this spot, but I will look at them just to see. Yeah, I think there's some better options later on if I want to do that. So, of course, these stupid ads getting in my way. Will Howard there at 96 is hilarious. I don't think there's any possible way that that would be a thing. But where was this? Oh, Deion Walker there at defensive line. I think that will do me some favors. So I think we'll take Deion Walker there, 117.
Okay, that fills that interior defensive line need, which is definitely a huge one there. So, all right, another position knocked off there. Cool.
Right. Now we're looking at some running backs here. Man, I want Lathan Ransom at safety, man. That is because there's no more running backs left off. I can't wait any longer at running back, I feel.
You got to get somebody there.
I got to, and I got to take DJ Giddens. I have to.
Yeah. All
I
right.
feel like I couldn't. I wanted to take Ransom, but I just felt like I couldn't.
And that's about the range I'm expecting, right? Round 5, I think that was. So yeah, yeah,
Mm,
that's
yeah,
about where I'm
4 or
thinking.
5 is when I'd expect the Colts to make some moves there. Ooh, so
Okay,
Kobe
so if
Bryant.
you want to double dip at tight end, Mitchell Evans, right there, sitting there from
Yeah,
Notre Dame.
Mitchell Evans is an interesting one for sure. Could potentially see the Colts trading for a tight end in this draft, potentially.
Got some quarterbacks there, I see.
I am going to go with a guy that is constantly getting mocked to the Indianapolis Colts, but I'm actually going to wait just one second. I want to just take a look here, see who are some guys, that could potentially be on the lookout for. Yeah, so I see a guy over here, Za Frazier. I'm going to go with him at 189. He's got the intangibles that I like. So
Yep.
pick that cornerback late.
Hey, you know what, man? It's Chris Ballard to take a DB on day 3, a guy with traits, and just betting on that. I love it. I mean, why not?
All right. So Jalen
But then,
Smith could have been another one.
yeah, I'll say
And Taj Brooks is an interesting running back late for sure.
let's
Okay.
see. What other positions would you say that you really need? I mean, maybe offensive line, still another guy.
Yes, that's what I was about to start looking into. Xavier Truss is an interesting one. Interior offensive line again. There's Tyler Cooper. My thing is I think Milam can be your interior guy, which he likely would be. And then Gonsalves can move inside or outside depending on the need. I think you need a guy that is explicitly tackle depth. So I'm going to go with Xavier Truss at this spot.
Okay, awesome. So there you go. You
And
got a
that is
another
it.
offensive
Still
line.
finishes.
That's your only non-A of this
Yep.
entire draft.
Pretty much. So, recapping this, we have Tyler Warren at 14. Got to get that tight end that's going to separate himself and be that true number 1. Carson Schweisinger, going to be a guy that's going to go in as linebacker 2 for you, be that guy next to Zaire Franklin. Wyatt Milam there, a guy that's interchangeable both at guard and tackle, whatever the need may be. Likely is going to be a guard of the future, but could very well be both since he's obviously had experience at tackle. Deion Walker, a guy that, can be that inside 3 tech for you. I'll take him there. And then I'll take DJ Giddens, a guy that is just such a patient runner. He's a very agile runner. He knows how to create separation. He knows how to hit gaps. Very good runner there. Za Frazier, good instincts, good measurables. Late pick there, and then just some more offensive line depth to finish up.
Yeah, you pretty much hit every need. I think edge would probably be the only need that you haven't necessarily hit here. But again, that could be a future sort of thing. I mean, you have your starters, no doubt. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think that hit almost, if not all, of the needs of note here for the Indianapolis Colts, specifically talking about tight end, talk about offensive line, talking about linebacker there with the first 3 picks. Those are definitely some that you absolutely need to address, no doubt about that. So, yeah, man, if it pans out that way, I will be a very happy man if that does happen here for the Indianapolis Colts with Tyler Warren falling there. That would be a dream, but we'll have to see.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for my guys. That's my final mock draft for the Indianapolis Colts before this 2025 NFL draft commences in Green Bay, man. Super excited. Very happy that we're finally here. Make sure you guys are tuning in to our mock, or not to our mock drafts, but our live streams. We're going to be live streaming each and every day of the NFL draft. We'll be here every day. Make sure you guys are checking it out with us. But that'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. And as always,